Ray, give us your fourth data point of the week.
All right, I'm going to give you where we rank this player right here. This is a running back over the last month of the season, second in running back share, 93%. Number one in the NFL, 89% of the touches of his backfield, 79% of the snaps, is third overall in the NFL, 26 targets over the last month. That's first in the NFL over this time period for this running back. That is 30th in half PPR. 30th in half PPR. Ashton, Jeanty, Matt Harmon. We are at the point now, okay? I'm not talking about his dynasty value. I understand the offensive line deficiencies of Las Vegas. I don't give a damn about any of that now. What I need to know is, do I play him or not? Do I play this running back that's being utilized so much in my fantasy football semifinal matchup? Like, if you somehow escaped last week, like, do you want to dance with fire this week when the Las Vegas Raiders are facing off against who? Who are they playing? The Houston Texans? Matt, honestly, because we are going to talk about two running backs, opposite ends of the spectrum. Do you have the courage, the guts to tell fantasy managers right out here on the Data Dump Show you don't play him? He belongs on your bench. Or do you just say, you know what? I'm gonna have him. Here's the cop out. I'm gonna just have him as a low RB2. I'm gonna keep him inside that 24, but he's just gonna be a low end range, so you got to play him. Or do you say no? Would you play Kenneth Gainwell over him? Straight up. Bar for bar, running back for running back. You running Kenneth Gainwell out there or Ashton Jeanty? That's where we're at right now, Matt Harmon. Are you playing Kamani Vidal over Ashton Jeanty this week? I'm not even starting high. I'm going low. Where are you at? Where do we rank Jeanty after another dud of a performance if you somehow survived week 15?
Oh, you're making me sick to my stomach all over again with some of these names here. I will say, I think Kamani Vidal is pushing it a little too far. But if you're in a full point PPR league, I could see the argument for playing friggin' Kenneth Gainwell over Ashton Jeanty. The thing is here, people gave me a little bit of, and I think it was fair feedback, but some people gave me a little bit of a hard time for wanting to, like, pushing for Ashton Jeanty to go in the coping corner in our final episode. And I think I was probably being a little bit too hard on the Raider. Listen, I think I was justifiably wanting somebody to pay for this Raiders season. So I think Jeanty being a disappointment. My one thing though was, like, yeah, has he been horrible in fantasy all season? No. Has he been what you want him to be? No, but he hasn't been horrible. But part of Boone and I's, contention about why he was maybe a coping corner candidate was that the schedule is so brutal down the stretch here. Like, he played the Chargers in week 13, week 14 he gets the Broncos, week 15 he got the Eagles, and then this matchup against the Texans, they're the hardest run defense of the group. Like, in terms of schedule adjusted fantasy points allowed to running backs, they're sixth best. Like, they're the best run defense he's going to face down the stretch here. Like, maybe if you play him and you survive, you can play him next week against the Giants. That might be the good matchup there. The big problem for him too is that he's just not getting the receiving work to really save his bacon either. From a targets per route run perspective and team target share perspective, he looks good. Week 14, he had a 27.3% target share in the Raiders offense. That amounted to 3 targets. I mean, in the first half. Like, that's what we're talking about here. There's not a lot of early down receiving work, but there's a lot of late down stuff. So late in games, you can get some, like, hey, 8 target games, 8 target games, 8 target games, 4 targets for that end of that Broncos game. 6 targets last week for the Eagles game. He got 7 receiving yards on those 6 targets. So
I know.
It's just, I think it's getting worse before it's getting better for Ashton Jeanty here.
You said that I may be getting a little too dirty with Kamani Vidal. Like, we're a little too dirty down there. I'll tell you this right now. If somehow Woody Marks, who has become, like, I mean, he is the new version of Deontay Johnson. He is going to get injured every game. He's getting hurt. Somehow he's getting hurt. We're not even going to start on Woody Marks. If he's out, I think you can make a real case that Jawhar Jordan outscores Ashton Jeanty in the same damn game.
Oh my
That
God.
Jawhar
Yeah.
Jordan will outscore Ashton Jeanty in the same game. This is one where if you survive this week, I'll play him versus New York. To your point, he hasn't been awful. He also has not been good, which means if he hasn't been that great, there might be other options out there that can help you advance if you just do it and you don't just accept the 8 points that you might get for another week with Ashton Jeanty. It's a difficult matchup. They've got no quarterback. The team looks like they've given up. This season is what it is, right? Like the season it was not what we expected. And I don't think you have to force him in. Versus Houston, this is hard for Jonathan Taylor, right? For legitimately proven running backs. And now he's so far behind the 8 ball. I think this is one where I would not have any hesitation telling fantasy managers to find another option. If he's all you got, great. But even with all the rushing production and volume, I'm just not fooling with it in week 16.
I don't think I can either. It's just like Jeanty, I think, can be a great player in time. And like you said, this is not about his dynasty value or any of that. It's just this is what the offense has been this year. And there's truly no reason to think it's anything different in this very difficult matchup against a really good defense. He's RB16 in overall points on the season in half PPR. And like, I do think that's going to continue to tick down here and maybe even get surpassed here by the next guy that we're going to talk about. Where do we rank TreVeyon Henderson after another eruption game? So yeah, Ashton Jeanty, dud game last week. TreVeyon Henderson, big game last week. So here are just some of the stats from his performance in this past week game. His 70% share of the running back rushes in week 15 was the second highest mark of the season in a game that Ramondre Stevenson was also active. The other one that was higher was the first game that Stevenson was back. But 29% of TreVeyon Henderson's runs went for 0 or negative yards. That was the third highest rate of the season. So it really is like TreVeyon Henderson. Does he matter for fantasy when Ramondre Stevenson is in there? Does he break off a long run? Well, he did it twice against the Bills. One of them, he completely ran into the offensive line, reversed field, and him and Drake May are running down the damn field together, ripping off this long run, which incredible play by both of those young guys. But really tough matchup this week. Since week 8, the Ravens rank first in rushing EPA and 5th in rushing success rate allowed. So since week 8, their run defense has been really good. On the season, they're 7th in terms of schedule adjusted points allowed to the running back position. So TreVeyon Henderson, a little bit boom bust as a runner, but when he booms, it booms big, and like they need him to continue to do it because that's how they get big plays from that run game is from him and him alone. What do we do with him in a difficult matchup this week, Ray Garvin?
It's a tough matchup. I think one of the added bonuses to the confidence meter for TreVeyon Henderson this week is that New England did not wrap anything up against the Buffalo Bills, right? They lost that game. They got to keep going all the way down the stretch, right? They've got to keep fighting. They've got to keep clawing. They got to keep battling. Baltimore's in it. You'll get the best from both of these teams. When it comes to Henderson in particular, he's not quite, at least to my untrained eye, he's not quite Jahmyr Gibbs level of juice, but he's like a notch below that. And when you have guys like this, all it takes is one, right? All it takes is one crease, one opening, and then boom, he's off to the races, and there's nobody on Baltimore's defense that can catch him. He was clearly the priority running back to get they did some different things in that game. They did a lot of him and Ramondre on the field at the same time. There were some wrinkles that I saw New England pull out in this game with both of those guys out there. And the most encouraging part about his performance, it wasn't the fact that he just had the 60-yard run and the 57-yard run. It was the fact that Ramondre Stevenson also looked really good. Like he got the first couple of carries, and I think his first touch went for 15 yards. And I'm watching, I'm thinking, oh, here we go. It's a Ramondre game. They're just going to feed the hot hand. But despite how well he played, they still prioritized getting TreVeyon Henderson the ball. Ramondre only finished. I had a prop out there. I think it was his over-under rush attempts, Matt, for Ramondre was 10.5. And I'm like, oh, yeah. He had like 13 before the bye. No doubt he's going to hit 10 and a half. That first drive, I'm like, oh yeah, I got this. I look up, he has 6 damn carries in the game, right? And I get that Buffalo was coming back, but Henderson was on the field and a big focal point of this offense. So is it a difficult matchup? Absolutely. Just like you were saying with Rashee Rice, like, yeah, this is a tough matchup. And yes, he's going to get some negative yards or 0. But one big play, like I'm playing TreVeyon Henderson, like that would be the player or decision that I would regret with every fiber in my body if I benched him and he had another one of those. They could flip the week. Like he's the type of player that can flip a week, so I'm playing him.
Over 80 yards from scrimmage in every game since week 9 too. So it hasn't just been, oh, he's been boom bust or anything like that. He's actually been able to give you a safe floor. Oh my God, this pull that we put on there. If you're watching on screen, you can see what it is. 61% of the YouTube chat would rather start Jawhar Jordan than Ashton. So that's crazy. Ray, what's your scouting report on Jawhar Jordan? I didn't even know this guy existed like a few weeks ago.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I got nothing for you, Matt, but he looked explosive when I saw him last week. I'm like, hey, I need to put a few claims in for Jawhar. And I don't know. Listen, Woody's probably gonna be out there. I don't know, man, but he's hurt every other play. So we were talking about him. There's Jawhar Jordan right there, man. He looked good. He looked good. Houston, they got to get a running back, Matt. They got to get a running back. They got to get a proper back next year. Maybe Mixon to be back. They got to get a proper back. But we may be looking it's going to be my bold prediction. Jawhar Jordan outscores Ashton Jeanty in your playoff semifinals.
I love to see it. Yeah, just back real quick on TreVeyon Henderson, just how important this game is for the Patriots. If they lose this game to Baltimore and then the Bills beat the freaking Browns this week, they drop down to a 61% chance to win the division. Yep. This is clearly their most difficult matchup down the stretch because week 17, the Patriots get the Jets at home. And then week 18, they go on the road to face the Dolphins, who are talking about a quarterback change. And I know Tua has been, unplayable of late. Like the end of game stats for Tua could not be lying to you harder than what happened in that game on Monday night. But their backups are Zach Wilson and Quinn Ewers. So, I mean, I don't know if that's going to make it any better. That's where the Miami Dolphins are at this point.